Hi everyone!
Hi.
April 12 was a huge day in space history. On that day in 1961, Russian cosmonaut Yuri Gagarin became the first man in space, making 108-minute orbital flight in his spacecraft. It was 60 years ago, and today we would like to talk a little bit more about the man we will always remember about. So here we go.
So, Renat, how old was Gagarin when he made his first flight?
He was born on March 9 in 1934, so in 1961 he turned 27.
Oh, okay. What do you know about him?
He was born in Klushino near Smolensk in western Russia. On 27th of October 1955, he was called into the Soviet army and sent to Chkalov in the first military aviation school of pilots. He did very well and graduated in 1957. In 1960, he joined a special group of 6 cosmonauts and started his preparing for the first space flight in human history.
Oh, thank you so much. Very interesting. Who were those cosmonauts? Let's call them by names.
It was Yuri Gagarin, German Titov, Andrian Nikolaev, Pavel Popovich, Anatoly Kartashov, and Valentin Varlamov. Two latest ones were later dismissed and changed by Grigory Nilubov and Valery Bykovsky.
Okay. Which one of them were chosen for the flight?
After they passed all exams and completed all studying programs, Yuri Gagarin was chosen for the flight. His backup one was German Titov, and the third pilot, Grigory Nilubov, was chosen as a spare one.
Okay, I see. When and where did the flight take place?
It took place on April 12 in 1961 at the Baikonur Cosmodrome.
Okay. What was the name of the spacecraft?
It was Vostok 1, constructed by Sergei Pavlovich Korolev.
Okay. How long was the flight?
As I said, it was a 108-minute orbital flight. After that, he landed successfully near the English city.
Okay. At the time, the USSR was competing roughly with the USA.
Right.
Who was the first American in space and when it happened?
The astronaut of Mercury rocket, Alan Shepard, became the first American in space. Less than a month later, Yuri Gagarin. So, yeah, that's right, that was a hard competition.
What happened after the flight? What did Gagarin do?
Right after the flight, he was rewarded, of course, and raised up to the major. During the first months after the flight, he visited a lot of countries and met with different leaders, including the Queen of Great Britain, Elizabeth II. In total, he visited about 30 countries. Yeah, he was the most popular man in the world.
And it was a big responsibility
Yeah, absolutely.
for one person.
Right.
How long has he lived?
Yuri Alexeyevich Gagarin has lived a bright but short life and died tragically at the age of 34. It happened on 27th of March in 1968 during his training flight in Vladimir region. His body was cremated and buried in the Kremlin wall in Moscow.
Okay. But he always in our history and in our hearts.
Right. So guys, that was a small talk about Yuri Alexeyevich Gagarin. Let's not forget about people like him. Let's remember the great things they did for their country. We couldn't save the country, but we still can save the memory and do something at least a little bit as great as they did. So, thank you very much for watching and see you next time. Bye!
Bye!